All right, with the Pistons committing to a rebuild, got a lot of people asking, is Dwane Casey the coach to rebuild with? And they brought him in to win now. So, a lot of people questioning whether the Pistons should move on from Dwane Casey. Let's talk about it. We back. Motor City Sports Talk. We in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Talk a little bit about some potential candidates to replace Dwane Casey. Now, I thought the Pistons should have had rebuild before they got Dwane Casey. That's why I kind of was leaning towards Ime Udoka, the old Spurs player and current Spurs assistant. I still think he on the bench because I knew it would be a rebuild. You need a younger coach, and kind of Pistons went through that. You know what I'm saying? They went through Carlisle, and then Larry Brown took them to the next level. And some people think that Carlisle could have took them there. I don't think so. I think Larry Brown brought a little bit something different, especially a different connection with Chauncey Billups. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dwane Casey has made a lot of coaching errors. And what he was known for was developing the Toronto Raptors and DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry. And, he done a great job with Pascal Siakam the year after he left. Siakam, took an amazing step in the right direction. But I do think the Pistons need to go in another direction with another coach. With these young guys, and I think Dwane Casey deserved to probably be more in a winning situation. I don't really think he wanted to play a lot of these young guys. I think he was forced to play Bruce Brown last year. I don't think he wanted to play Sayoko Diombo. He threatened to send him back to the G League. He was refusing to play Christian Woods big minutes before they traded Andre Drummond. Just before they traded him, they started playing him more. Drummond was getting texts and throwing the ball at people, getting frustrated. But I don't think he really committed to playing young guys. I think he one of those veteran coaches that would rather just play vets. And that kind of remind you of the New York Knicks. The Knicks sit here and they sit, Kevin Knox on the bench. Mitchell Robinson might start some nights. Bobby Portis might start. They playing Taj Gibson. The Knicks, they just a chaos. They don't want to play all their young guys. Alonzo Tier. They don't want to play those young guys, but they still want to play veterans and still lose. If you're going to lose and you're going to tank, you might as well throw your young guys out there and learn by fire. But the difference is you still need a few veterans to teach these young guys how to perform and how to on the court like vets and how to perform off the courts or handle themselves the right way off the court. But I do think Dwane Casey, he's run his course here. Offensively, he has no flavors to his offense, and defensively, it just seems like the team doesn't really listen to him, and I don't think he really committed or got the patience to really develop these young guys here. And it's not like he has a veteran. Remember the guys that he developed. DeRozan was, he was young, but Kyle Lowry was a veteran. So, he has some mature guys there. And here, what you're looking at is you probably may or may not have Blake Griffin until, the next All-Star break, depending on how long it take him to be healthy. You might keep Derrick Rose, you might have him, but other than that, you're going to be playing a 19-year-old, 20-year-old Sayoko Diombo next season. You're going to be playing Bruce Brown. You're going to be playing Christian Woods. You're going to be playing, maybe Thon stick around. You don't really know. You're going to be playing a lot of younger people. So I think they need a new coach, a younger coach that kind of can grow with this team and build this team. And obviously, you might get to a point where that coach may only can take this young core or the potential young core they add in the drafts and, some people they may add from the G League and free agency. He may only can take them to another level, and then you get another coach and they can take them to another level. But I don't really think Dwane Casey is the guy that can develop the Detroit Pistons to this point. I think, he was brought here to win now. They couldn't win now. And now I think you bring in somebody else that's younger, more innovative, and that's promising. You know what I'm saying? And you look at some of the guys that's out there. I mean, a lot of people love Mark Jackson. I was talking to somebody about Mark Jackson the other day, and a lot of people don't know why Mark Jackson was blackballed or whiteballed out the league. It wasn't because what people think. You know what I'm saying? Mark Jackson made some poor decisions in the Golden State Warriors locker room that, a lot of people didn't like. But he would be a candidate. He's built young players up and got them to that level. And Steve Kerr benefited from the foundation that he's built there. Jay Wright from Villanova, if they want to go, They want to go to coaching route. Always love Jay Wright out of Villanova. Maybe they want to knock on Tom Izzo door. I personally wouldn't do that, but there's some young guys out there that really can get the job done. I mean, maybe they want to re-interview Ime Udoka. You know what I'm saying? I think a young guy. I think he's been around Greg Popovich, being in that system. Like Steve Kerr was under Popovich and Phil Jackson for a lot of his career. Somebody that's young and innovative. You're not looking to bring in a Popovich or a Mike Budenholzer or somebody of that nature. You're pretty much looking to bring in somebody that's young, that can grow with the team. And, they missed out on a really good, Monty Williams would have been really, really good. I mean, also you got Byron Scott, who slipped and fell in the NBA. With Denver, they was really, really young and didn't have no veterans and they didn't go right. Byron Scott has done well in the league as well. Mike Brown, he kind of older, known for his defense. I think Mike Brown is a little bit older, too old for the job. You know what I'm saying? But you're looking at guys, you got veteran guys, you got college guys you may be looking at that maybe, you may feel that may be a good fit, but you probably want somebody young that could develop some of these guys. But they choose to keep Dwane Casey, I don't think it's the worst idea, but I do think trading Drummond signals that or represents the organization is going in a different direction. And I believe Ed Stefanowski has already spoken on that they're ready to rebuild. And when you're ready to rebuild, I think the coach got to go too. You know what I'm saying? Dwane Casey ain't done nothing special here. It ain't like he implemented a crazy offensive scheme or hard-nosed, blue-collar, mentality. I think they got to find somebody that fit. You know what? I don't understand why they wouldn't give Bill Laimbeer a shot. That'd be different. You have nothing to lose with giving Bill Laimbeer a shot. Bill Laimbeer, basically was Isaiah Thomas' hitman for years. And what happened was, Bill rode so hard for Isaiah that he got whiteballed out the league. And he had to coach women. He showed that he can coach women at a high level. That's one of the guys that I love to see to get this job is Bill Laimbeer. I don't think Isaiah Thomas wants to coach at this point in his career. He tried coaching. But I think Bill Laimbeer would be an excellent choice. It'll be a choice that the city get behind. And if it don't work, it don't work. You know what I'm saying? The first 3 or 4 years, you really just getting talent. You trying to get talent in here. You go in the draft, seeing if you can find a point guard that you really haven't been able to replace since giving away Chauncey Billups in the Iverson trade. You trying to, develop Sayuko, and you trying to find a wing that can play along Sayoko. You trying to develop Christian Woods and put some muscle on them. But also you got guys like Kevin McHale out there. I thought that was a solid coach, and Dwight and James Harden got him put out of Houston. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of really young coaches that really will fit. But I think Bill Laimbeer, Ime Udoka, Jay Wright, Mark Jackson, those 4 are at the top of the list. And I could be missing somebody out there I really like. Paul Silas got a son out there that's coaching somewhere as well too. But I do think Dwane Casey run his course. But if they kept Dwane Casey, I don't think it really would matter. I think it would just kind of hurt Dwane Casey, at this point, because I think he needs to be on a veteran team that's kind of trying to win now. But if they, lead Dwane Casey and they build with him, it ain't too much he can do to mess up these young players except for not play them. That's the problem. If he refuses to play some of these young players and he gets some veterans and they do like the Knicks and the veterans get preference over the young players, then we got an issue. The majority, 70% of that starting lineup, 75% of the Pistons starting lineup should be young guys that got a future, not vets. You need vets, and then you need a Rose, you need a Griffin in there to kind of, keep these dudes in line. You can't just go out there and throw 5 young players, a guy from the G League, a Bruce Brown, Sayoko, and Christian Woods. You need vets like Tony Snell out there. You need vets like Derrick Rose out there. You need those guys for structure. But I think they should replace Dwane Casey. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, but I think, once you start completely over, I think you need to just, wash your hands of the whole situation. I think they need to either upgrade Malik Rose to GM and let him make the decisions, and Stefanowski look over him, or hire a GM to run the program. But hey, that's my personal opinion on it. Motor City Sports Talk. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation to the channel? Information is in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And let me know what you guys think about, should the Pistons get a new coach as they starting to rebuild. Appreciate it. One time for the one time. We gone.